Hey, everybody. Hey. I'm Mike. You may have been expecting Jeff Fagerman, the owner and CEO of our company, but he was unable to come, so I got the call. So I'm going to be walking through his presentation, so I'll do my best. What we're going to talk about today is UAV Lidar and where is it at today, and I'm going to talk to you about our systems. There are many LiDAR-capable systems out there. At Lidar USA, we work mainly with these, the M600, the M200, the M210, and the Wind, which I don't have a picture of up here, but we are going to work with the Wind as well. Multiple platforms, multiple scanners. We are a system integrator, and so what we do is take the components, bring them together, write the software, build the boxes, and then deploy, train, support. And we also do service work. If you have work that you can't get to, we'll do that as well. Our main platform that came out in 2016 was the M600. You're going to get a flight time, depending on which scanner you have, 23 plus minutes. And that includes having a Zemus X5 camera. And we always give our numbers based on the fact that at the end of your job, you'll have 30% of your battery to get home on. So it actually could fly longer, but your risk factor is going up. If you just have the LiDAR system and no camera, you'll go from 23 to approximately 30 minutes of flight time. Our systems weigh anywhere from, on the low end, 1 to 5 kilograms. And we have a variety of different INSs that are available. Our second offering, and where things have seemed to have gone in the industry, is the smaller, faster 200, 210 series. And that came out in 2018. We think of it like, a GPS was yesterday. This is the new tool today. This is the new tool today. If you come by the booth, I've got one of these sitting there. You can look at it close up. You can pick it up. You can feel it. You can understand what advantages you have. It deploys very easily. It ships well. It travels well. We offer 3 different scanners. You can get 2 different Velodyne level pucks, or you can get a M8 Quanergy, depending on the level of accuracy and precision that you need. It's just a smaller, easier to deal with package, and therefore also a lower price point. Fits into 5 to 200 acre jobs rather easily. And I don't have it on here, but if you come to the booth, you'll see it. We also are offering now a even easier way into the LiDAR world, in that we have a subscription service for processing the data. So you buy the system, you get your license, you learn how to fly, you fly, collect your data, you upload your data to us. We have a goal to turn it back to you in 48 hours. You're in the LiDAR business, all right? And you don't have to do anything beyond that. So come by the booth, and I can show you a little bit more about that, talk about that. Just a little bit more about these systems. With this one, you're going to get a 16 laser system, 360 degree view at 30 degrees. Sweet spot for altitude between 50 and 60 meters, and you're getting 300K points per second is what you're going to be capturing. That equates to about a 3 to 4 centimeter range of accuracy, and it does have a dual return. We are currently building and shipping these as we speak, so those are available. We also can put an 8 laser system from Quanergy on this. You get a 20 degree field of view at 360. You get a little better, higher flying range at 120, and you're going to get 420,000 points per second. giving you an average of 2.5 centimeters of accuracy, and it has a triple return on it. We'll talk about returns here in a little bit. Again, available now. We also have a VTOL. Does anybody know what a VTOL is? Vertical takeoff, forward flight. What you're looking at there is this unit probably has about a 6.5 or 7 foot wingspan, and it's, main people that are going to use this are going to be people that have long linear features they got to capture a lot of, and they need high accuracy, but they need to do it fast. And this will carry a pretty big payload. You'll notice we're proposing a dual scanner to cover the area, and you can fly that at about 35 miles an hour. And most of these are hybrids that they're going to have battery and fuel, so you can stay up for quite a while. So that's one of our newest projects we're putting together right now. And then we have another hybrid that gives you 2.5 to 3 hours, and it, again, you can actually fly it out of sight and safely bring it back. Applications, way too many to mention, but we did anyway. So this list over here are some of the folks that we have dealt with in the little over 10 years that we've been in business. All these things have come into play. Somewhere, somehow, people have needed to collect information at these levels. It's interesting what people want to do with it. I never thought we would map a maple syrup line. Does anybody know what a maple syrup line is? You do? You must be from up that way. Yeah, they actually run those out of the trees into the processing, and they need to calculate where to put it on the tree for gravity flow. Somebody needed to collect that, believe it or not. So, does anybody know what flotsam and jetsam is? I had to look it up.
Flotsam is after a boat sinks, what's on the surface of jetsam.
Floating materials. Right. That's exactly right. Floating materials on the water is somebody needed to collect that data. So just kind of interesting, I thought. Let's put those up there. So I don't know if anybody fits in any of those, but hopefully you do. Software solutions that we provide from Lidar USA. Imagery, obviously, there's a passive sensor. It's relatively easy to change resolution with lenses, black and white, RGB, so on and so forth. It's well understood. Photogrammetry's been around a while, relatively inexpensive, and on a hard surface can be very accurate, but suffers in vegetation, as we all know. And there's a plethora of cameras to pick from. Where in LiDAR, you have active sensors with high resolution. It does require a navigation. The 3D is measured, not derived. Better for certain things like cliffs and slopes, power lines, shorelines. It captures data closer to the ground than a photogrammetry would. And it can capture bare ground through vegetation. There's so many points being spewed out there, it's going to get the bare ground. So that's sort of the, which is which? Which is better? And actually, they're better if you bring them all together. Blending these together, and that's what you're seeing over here. We've brought together imagery and point cloud and colorized, and sometimes you want it together, sometimes you want it as a backdrop. What we find is our clients want to see the blending of those. That seems to be the best. Talk about returns and echoes. What you're seeing here, the red is the closest, then green, then dark blue, then light blue. Notice most of the points in red, that is a road surface there. The vehicle was in the lower corner, it collected it. And as you notice, you move away, they get less abundant. echoes become as the distance from the road. Now we're going to look at the other side of that. It's the opposite side of that same picture. You see how it flows across. You see the bush is green. You see the shadow behind the bush. That's how a multiple echo presents themselves in your data. And you say, okay, what does all that mean? What can it do for me with or without multiple echoes? It's like a wide beam flashlight. It can pass through the points and it gets near to the ground. This picture is the ground level of the next aerial I'm going to show you. That's that little field right there. You see the truck and this little glimpse of a road. And then that's when we process it and get the return set up. Now I can pull that data back off and create my contours. So literally, you can see through the trees and get a high quality contour map out of it. Same thing here. That's a little dark. But you'll notice the blue is the ground, and then that's a 3D model of that same thing. Okay, so part of today was to talk about where we are. What's the status of this? And so is a UVA the only, is it enough? And what we think is sometimes it depends on what you're doing. There's all kinds of reasons that you can't always fly. You can't get under things. You can't go in tunnels, overpasses, bridges, so on and so forth. So we also offer a mapping system that allows you to use vehicle-based. And what you're looking at here is our Snoopy series mapper with a ladybug camera, and also has phase 1 street mapping. So we can sell you this, or we can do your job for you with all that and collect it for you. Why do we want to consider this? There's a lot of questions about Lidar. What is it? What's my benefit? So on and so forth. There's considerations for flights, like public safety. Do I need to have a parachute on it if it crashes? If I crash it, what are my legal situations with that? So on and so forth. So UVA flight, very important, very powerful, but not always the answer. So we've developed some additional systems to do road mapping. The one I just showed you is the Snoopy series. This is the Z&F series. We can sell you this in a single unit or a double unit. The optimization for road rehabilitation, better roads for less money, simply put. Using this, you can identify rehab projects faster, get rid of the methods of the history and the assumptions that were there, and we can optimize the solution with new technology. So we can do pavement condition survey, prioritize your projects, construction budget allocation, and identify projects as they come up. This is a brief, payment deterioration versus life cycle cost. So the faster you can get out there and collect this information and stay on top of your pavement, and it's as it passes through time and ages, it justifies systems like this for you to be a service to others. Historical solutions, minimal surveying, cross-sections every 5 to 1,000 feet, not enough info to build a 3D surface, assumptions of overall roadway inside or outside edge of pavement usually controls planning for a roadway section, lack of recognition for existing conditions, so on and so forth. Limitations were cost of surveys. Conventional surveying was in dangerous areas or dangerous roadways. Difficult to review all the factors at once. Manual process was pull on info together and made a best design. Each engineer would have to have a unique solution, not able to replicate. So these were limitations of the past. So what is the key to the new? Advances in data collection, hardware and software. Design software that streamlines usage of the Lidar extractions. Design software that enables analytic reports showing cross-slope, longitude, grade, super elevation volumes to directly interact with the corridor design process. We're saying all this to show you how we're going to do it. So with Lidar, we're going to capture with the mobile device the driving on the vehicle. It's very accurate, it's very fast, safe, inexpensive, and timely. So what are the big changes? We extract barriers very quickly and very easily, extract linear features from point clouds. The quality control tools are implemented. Automated rehab solutions implemented. Utilize bare line features for Lidar. Fast combines the multiple steps in one process, optimizes your design, generates surface reports and machine control, all in a timely fashion. So this is a raw point cloud of a road surface. Step one. Step two, extract it the ground only. I don't have all the extra data out on a photograph, just what I want. All the vertical features are collected, signs, power lines, so on and so forth. And then I delineate the linear features. So now I have all the information I need to start building. And then I generate point cloud, but I'm only generating the corridor and the area that I need to worry about. Not all the superfluous stuff that would be on the sides. These are just some examples of generation. So we have your turnkey system today. It is easily implemented. It will fit in your current business process, and it can be used immediately. So that is our point of view, the state of UAV LiDAR and the considerations you might have where it doesn't always fit. Any questions? Well, thank you. Appreciate the time.